PvT best of 3. To wrap up the day, the winner of this is going to go into second place through this group. They advance to the playoffs. Let's see what happens. So the top left-hand side, our blue Protoss from Cascade is DnS. And we are going to see to the bottom right-hand side, the red Terran player is souL. So, TVP to wrap up the day, and the winner of the series straight up and simply will be the player to take that space in the playoffs. Already Creator advanced first place in the group. As we get this set up. And rolling with the Nexus coming down on the natural, and we are just going to be seeing... By the way, is this on the right game speed? It's just me. These probes look slow. I don't know. I really can't see if these probes are moving at the right speed. For a moment, I was like, what? Anyways, we set up into this and we look to see what's happening. As a quick SCV scout across the map, we'll just throw what's going on. Looks as though we're going to have a quick little pause here to sort out some ping issues before we resume and move onwards. Alright guys, let's continue on in this and see just what's going to happen. So just going to be again a setup here, hopefully. And we can count down and resume. Perfect. Alright, so let's go into this, guys. It's 0-0 first game of the final series of the day. And thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, do drop the follow on the stream if you want to see more action like this in the future. We're going to be live a few times this week with action from this event, as well as Go for SC2 on Sunday, I believe, is currently our plan. And more action from this event next week as well. So just action all over the place, really, is kind of the plan. Lots and lots of StarCraft 2. And, yeah. It's happy faces all around, hopefully. I'm excited. I'm excited to bring you guys these games. I really do believe it's going to be, or not just these games, but this entire tournament. I think it's going to be a good one. Our 4th edition of the WardiTV Weekly Season Finals. And, yeah. This is actually going to be the last time we have the WardiTV Weekly in this format. And actually, we might not even have a WardiTV Weekly as much in the future, because we are having a bit of an issue with, as this SCV goes down. We are having a bit of an issue kind of continuing our match arena codes, and the match arena codes are one of the reasons we're able to put on the WardiTV Weekly. So we're having a little bit of an issue kind of continuing to keep it funded, but we're hoping to still bring you something of, you know, of a similar kind of format or similar nature. We just got to get that kind of figured out. But for the most part, we will still have some sort of WardiTV Weekly event. It's probably just going to change a little bit in terms of how it looks, how it pays out, etc., etc. But with that said, the Stalk on the depth coming forward, and we are going to be seeing the SCV at the front there going down. The second SCV just popping up to the high ground to escape. A little bit of early pressure here from DnS as the siege tank pops out. Should be a much better way to push this away. And we are going to be seeing the Oracle is currently on the way up from the Stargate too. So, Oracle on the way up from the Stargate. A couple more gates coming down in the main base as well here. And we are going to be seeing the Marines and the tank just continuing to push that Stalker and the Adept away. So, pushing that backwards. But now the Oracle comes in. What's the anti-air like? 4 Marines isn't really enough, but with a medevac it actually is. So the medevac is healing those Marines up, and we are going to be seeing the 2 Stalkers and the Adept just gathering together. Second Oracle coming through, and we are going to be having this first Oracle still just out the front. I like the idea of popping the pulsar beam there. I mean, I think when he first saw it, he didn't quite see the medevac, so it made a lot of sense. Obviously, 4 Marines with a medevac are a little bit too good for the Oracle, but as he hits the mineral line, there's actually nothing here. So already there's going to be a couple of SCVs going down. If you target fire some of these lower health ones, it's going to be just easy kills. Runs out of, doesn't quite run out of energy, but turns it off and decides it's not worth sticking around. Second Oracle will make life difficult again for souL. He doesn't have anything left behind to deal with these Oracle plays. So another Oracle flies in towards the mineral line. We are going to be seeing a couple more SCVs continue to get picked away at here. And that's going to be 6 workers, 7 workers going to keep on dropping. 7 workers going down, 8, 9. So much more damage continue to be done as we're going to be seeing these, well, this Oracle eventually going to escape off over to the right hand side as well. While pushing forwards, we're going to be seeing a couple of tanks and Marines. Just going to be seeing this Oracle is so very low. We're going to be seeing a couple of Adepts and a couple of Stalkers. That's going to be trying to clean this up. Is he going to commit with these Adepts? He's going to get splash damage if he goes on top of the Marines through the siege tanks. Or he can just leave the siege tanks up with a couple of Phoenix. That works too. The Cyclone and the Viking continue to fight this here, and one of the Phoenix will go down. A couple of tanks left over, but DnS is continuing to clean this up. And I mean, tank goes down. A couple of Phoenix just continue to back away, and at this stage, the Cyclone drops. Another couple of Marines will go down to you. Medevac drops as well. And that's going to be game. DnS takes game number 1 of this best of 3. Game 2 of this PvT. And let's see how this day may very well wrap up. DnS 1 map away from making it through to the playoffs. Let's do this. To the bottom left-hand side, our blue Protoss player is DnS from Cascade. Going up against the red Terran. The top right-hand side, it is souL from OSC Elite. Fast SCV across the map means that we're probably going to be seeing a proxied Rax here. Now, we did see souL attempt to proxy Rax against Crater earlier on today, but it got scouted right away, so he actually ended up cancelling it. So we didn't really get to see that come through, but based on the fact it's just a single Rax, you're generally expecting this to be a Reaper. Factory at home, and then sometimes even the starport comes in at home as well, but sometimes the starport can be proxied too, and you can get into a fast Liberator or fast Cloak Banshees to maybe catch the Protoss player just a little bit off guard. If they've been, if they've been a little bit distracted by the Reaper, a little bit slowed down, it can definitely go quite nicely from that sort of stage. So, as double gas comes up, obviously DnS will scout, and he will be seeing, okay, well, there isn't a barracks, there is double gas, and this is immediately going to be ringing kind of bells in his head, saying proxy, 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 and we are just going to be seeing an SCV and a probe. He's going to get into battle, but he'll know what's up, and in general here, he won't expand right away. Instead, he's going to start up beside next core. His Zealot will start as well. And the second assimilator coming down too. So souL, his SCV looks as though it's actually headed home. Not sure where exactly it's rallied at the moment, but it seems to be towards the upper right-hand side. So if the SCV goes home, then that's a good sign for being able to... yeah, I think it's just rallied onto a mineral patch. So I think it's a good sign that it's not going to be a proxy starport, and obviously, in the time I've spent talking about it, it is almost definitely going to be going back. Is that a rally there? I can't see it. I feel as though you should usually see rally points, but I guess not. If you clicked on minerals. He is going to go back to mining those, so... Just the proxy Reaper, and just a single Reaper as well. It's not even that much of a, crazy commitment to anything. Obviously, it delays his own command center, but it also delays the nexus of DnS. And it also just gives souL, because of the double gas, a faster factory than usual to get some further damage done, which is obviously one of the ways you justify having a later command center, because you have more potential to do damage as well in the follow-up here. First depth shade doesn't really do too much. We are going to be seeing that Reaper grenade going down, blasting a few probes away, not getting any further damage done. And obviously will eventually just be turned away here for good, it seems, as the Stargate comes down from DnS beyond the Nexus. So just one base here from souL, or starport now on the way up. Get a couple of Cyclones and a Medevac. It can be a very powerful combination with the Medevac to micro those Cyclones just a little bit extra. Can definitely work out quite nicely for you, as we do see Reaper still just kind of holding the front and doing a little bit of damage here and there. Stargate is going to be finishing in a moment or two. I'm just going to be seeing Cyclone and Viking continuing to pop on up at the moment. And then Cyclone just going to be sitting at the front up on the high ground. We're just going to be seeing the barracks returning home. No pressure yet. I mean, even with the Viking, right? I mean, it really isn't like an aggressive setup. So with this SCV coming down to the natural expansion, they are, he is getting ready to throw down and expand here and eventually. But man, he has to do something, because look how far along the nexus of DnS. It's finishing as this command center starts. So he really needs to do something with this kind of Cyclone Viking kind of combo. I'm not sure what, but it has to be something pretty legit. I wonder if it's just because of the Stargate. Did he see the Stargate? Because if that's the case, he didn't see it. Maybe he assumes it. Because if that's the case, they're going to be very good at dealing with the Oracles if the Oracles try and be used defensively. Plus, he's obviously going to be very good at other bits and pieces. That Zealot. Oh my god. You can see the Zealot and Stalker combo might be able to get the Reaper, but just gets away thanks to the grenade. What's left at home? A new Cyclone, a new Viking on the way out, but going to be rallied across the map. This Oracle should at the very least be able to slow down the building of the natural command center here. That's what he focuses on right away, and he'll get a second SCV very quickly because it's already low on health. So he gets himself 3 workers, and then he'll back away from that Cyclone lock-on, so not bad. The first Oracle doing a good job. 2 Cyclones and a Viking here at the front. Not going to push any further forwards. I just can't feel as that souL is putting himself in a good position here. I mean, you have to look at this and just be like, well, your command center is way later. Your work account is now taking damage to an Oracle every now and then. souL is just in a horrendous spot so far with what's happened. This is really not how this should have been going. Not yet, at least. It's going to be seeing another Adept just warping in on the natural. And again, a couple of Cyclones, a Viking, and a Reaper. Going forwards here, and just going to see a little bit of damage being done. So it gets picked off, and we are going to be seeing the 2 Phoenix here to help out as well. Shield Battery doing a good job of keeping these units alive at the front for the moment. And we are just going to be having a couple of extra barracks coming down from souL in the main base. So a couple of racks from souL over in the main base, and we are going to be seeing the Engineering Bay too. So he's getting into kind of a very standard bio transition, but man, what a position to play from. 13 workers down. Vikings have been picked off by Phoenix already, and we're just going to be seeing both those Vikings going down, and a couple of Cyclones getting lifted as well. Oracle going to go onto one of those Cyclones. I mean, just lifts up another Cyclone here. The Oracle goes high ground and is able to kind of get rid of the lock-on. So Oracle is saved. Everything is souL's just going down. I think DnS is like, well, you're taking, you know, you're really not ending up in too pretty of a scenario here. I feel like a counterattack might just be able to maybe just straight up end this, honestly. I mean, I don't really disagree, right? What's at home at the moment? A handful of Marines, a Viking. Oh my god, there's absolutely nothing. An Immortal coming across the map too, and DnS might just push through just like this. He's making this PvT matchup look very, very simple. And honestly, I mean, you just can't help but feel it's souL made Cyclones and had a late CC. He just did nothing with them. Absolutely nothing. Oracle's going to join this fight here. The bunker is on its way up. The Viking will be fought against by the Phoenix, who are now lifting up some Marines. Even if the bunker finishes, the Immortal here might just give him the damage output to actually break through. This extra SCV's pull in, but a bit too late. Oracle goes down, but how on earth do you ever fight 3 Stalkers and an Immortal with Phoenix for high ground vision and to pick up a Marine or 2 as well? Well, you definitely don't do it efficiently, I can tell you that much. So many SCVs currently not mining. And as these SCVs pull down the ramp, this is just really going to be it. Again, DnS winning this series. As he win against Bly as well will mean that he will advance through the group in 2nd place. And again, at this point, what do you really expect souL to do to get back in this one? 20 workers down in army. He will have stim in a minute or so, but you know, it's not like DnS is giving up massive amounts. He's got Colossus coming up behind this. This is just really, truly perhaps one of the worst. I just can't describe what souL tried to do here. Like, he just didn't attack the Cyclones. He was behind. The CC was later. The Nexus came down from DnS, and just none of this worked. Like, absolutely none of this worked for souL. He was very far behind, and of course then, from that point on, DnS is just really punished him, you know, for everything, right? Like, he just did, you know, made the correct decisions. He picked off all the units over here. Resources lost 3.6k to 700. A Zealot, 2 Adepts, an Oracle, and a Probe for 4 Cyclones, 11 Marines, a Reaper, Vikings. DnS takes it 2-0.